Hello guys, it's me Simo Orohara, and in this video we'll talk again about Ichigo and what he has seen in his vision about Ryu, but this time in detail about Ichigo and the possibility of his contact with Ryu. Of course, we are not sure whether those scenes of Ryu are related to the memories that Ichigo really saw or not, but from the context of the trailer it seems so. Rather, as I said in the video that I posted about the trailer, there are several information indicating that this matter happened, whether in the manga or in the novel. And I'm talking here about the meeting with Ryu. Because Zero Squad basically, when they came to the Soul Society, it was not their first concern to rebuild the Kute 13 or to give a hand to the Shinigami. We notice how Ichigo was talking about them, how they have become so weak. Rather, as Ichigo said, Zero Squad came at the request of Ryu to take Ichigo with them to the Riot Palace, and that was their highest priority, is to bring Ichigo to Ryu. Of course, in the past, we didn't have knowledge about Ryu's identity. Can he speak or not? What is Ryu? That's why there was anticipation about how Ryu communicates with his surroundings. But in the first part, it appeared that Ryu communicates with his surroundings through certain signs. In the story it's called a will, meaning that some characters are able to receive Ryu's will and know what Ryu wants. The most prominent of these characters is Ichigo. Immediately after Ichigo came to the Riot Palace, Ryu woke up and began to broadcast certain signals that Ichigo understood and said, "You have awakened Ryu." And Ryu seems to have awakened for Ichigo, although the word awakened may sound misplaced because Ryu himself is in an unusual state between life and death, so all he can do is communicate with will and nothing else. And if we go back to what was said in the novel about this will, the monk mentioned that Ryu might have seen the future in Ichigo. I don't know if Ryu wanted to make Ichigo his successor or he wanted to tell him the full truth about the Shinigami's past. And I really want if Ryu could show Ichigo the truth about Yhwach and what is his relationship with Ryu and why Yhwach is fighting this war in the first place. And I think if this happened, Ichigo would have a broader understanding of Yhwach and how to fight him. Of course, here a question might arise. Why Ichigo was able to see these memories in the first place? The answer is found in Ichigo's power. Ichigo is a hybrid of a Quincy's mother and a Shinigami's father, and his Asao chip is powered by the power of Holo, and he has the power of the Fullbring. And if we remove the Holo powers, we can say that Ichigo and Ryu has the same power. Ryu is a Shinigami and Quincy at the same time, and he has a countless abilities of Fullbring. And for this fact, and after the end of the first invasion, when the Shinigami defeated and Yamamoto was killed, both Ichigo and Kyoraku, they both decided that if Ryu died, they would have put Ichigo in his place. But in my personal opinion, there are other things that distinguish Ichigo from others. For example, in the novel, it was mentioned that Hikuni and Ginjo were also candidates for that position. But Ichigo has other things that no one else has, and it is that he is noble. He is from Shiba family, and we will talk about this point shortly. And other things is that by touching other people's Zanpakuto, Ichigo can feel the inside of his opponent. And the most prominent example of this is when he touched the sword of Aizen Sasuke. So I think that when Ichigo touched that wooden sword, which is I don't think is a normal sword, he somehow managed to communicate with Ryu's memories that he sent him. And there is something that exists in the manga, and I find it similar to what happened to Ichigo in the trailer. And I'm speaking about the fact that Ichigo is so special that some big phenomena cannot occur unless he interferes into it. And I'm talking here about the scene of Yhwach when he wanted to kill Ryu. Yhwach stopped Ryu, and it was evident for me that Yhwach wasn't the one who was able to kill him, but Ichigo. Ichigo's body moved automatically against his will and attacked Ryu and cut him to half. So I find it like this scene we have seen in the anime. It seems that the memories have flowed automatically to Ichigo and he has seen those memories, and the most important thing Ichigo has seen is Ryu in his parts. And in the next scene we see this man holding that sword. And again, I do think that person is not Tokinada. And for a simple reason. Notice with me that the man's scene and Ryu's scene have the same filter, so I think they are from the past. Therefore, those scenes are one, but they may be in separate periods. Therefore, as I said, the identity of this person will either be Ryo himself and he was preparing to divide the original world into the known worlds, or there is another possibility, which is that this person is Shiba's first ancestor, because I have mentioned in a previous video that Shiba's ancestor was looking for some technique to replace Ryo, and it is possible that this technique is the basis of the final Getsuga Tensho technique. So the important thing again, this person may be either Ryo or Shiba's ancestor. In addition, I'm interested in that sword that he was carrying, because I have been wondering about Ryo's Zanpakuto, how it would be, especially since Ryo has all the possible powers plus the Almighty, or that person was maybe Shiba's ancestor, and maybe that sword he had was Shiba's secret sword. And so whoever owns that sword in his identity, there is no doubt that what Ichigo saw will also make him form new conventions, as well as his fighting method will change, which will be reflected in the rest of his battles, especially the final battle. In the end, if Kobo really made this new path so that Ichigo can see the whole truth, and that truth will have an impact on the course of the story, this will be one of the best things Kobo will do. Because for a long time I have been asking to see Ichigo seeing the truth. My own theory was either to meet Ryo directly, and it seems that this will happen through the memories, or through the Osan himself, as he represents the power of the Quincy and also bears the same form as Yuhaba, and perhaps even some of his memories. But now with all these changes, the effects of the butterfly will certainly have a major role in changing the plot of the arc as a whole, and we will see its impact on the end of the manga, and I'm talking here about the last battle. All I wish for Kobo is to make a completely new fight for Ichigo before the final battle, so that we can see his strength with the real Shikai against an opponent and the real Bankai against Yuaba. And by this, Ichigo will have fixed Ichigo's situation, because this arc cannot end without a battle of Ichigo using his Bankai, so we can see the true power of him. And the matter will not stop here. I think that Kobo will also put several other references that has something to do with the Hell arc, and this is what will make the Quincy arc in the anime a completely different from the manga version, because I think we may see an addition that has something to do with Okitake's death scene, or if Kubo included Ryo's story. In this story, the unknown family was mentioned and how they were responsible for the emergence of the Hell World. For this, I hope that Kubo finds a method that enables this information to be entered into the anime, so that the Quincy arc paves the way for the beginning of the Hell arc. In the end, guys, tell me what you think about all of what I have said. Do you think that these memories is from Ryo, or maybe the Shiba's ancestor, or maybe someone else? Tell me your opinions, guys, in the comments, and see you in my next video.